My name is Linda Miner and I'm a registered nutritionist. In this video, I'm going to be talking about setting the goal to start incorporating some healthy items into your daily life. So I've spread out a few things here to make one really simple meal, and I'm going to talk about each of the ingredients first and how I would use them and how you could have this for breakfast, lunch, even dinner, have it as a snack, but just to incorporate these items. So the first thing that I want to talk about is yogurt. Now, I always buy organic yogurt. Because I don't want any of the pesticides, herbicides, antibiotics, etc. that are used in animals, unfortunately now. So I always buy organic yogurt, and I also buy the full fat 3.5% yogurt. The reason I do is because fat triggers the hormone leptin, which makes you feel full. And that's a very important hormone. If you are eating no fat yogurt, which I know a lot of people recommend, you don't get that fat component in there, and you may walk away from the end of the meal not feeling satisfied because that hormone has not been triggered. Better to get a little bit of fat here than for the rest of the day be looking for fat somewhere else and find it maybe in potato chips or French fries, which is not where you want to get it. So better to get a little bit of fat here. I also always buy plain yogurt. You can always sweeten it at home with maple syrup or honey, but when you buy sweetened yogurt, the good bacteria that is in yogurt will start to die. It will be killed off by the sugar that is in the yogurt, the sweetener that they put in it. And so by the time you eat it, all that really good bacteria that you want for your body has been destroyed. When you buy it plain, all those really good bacteria that are important for your intestines are there, they're intact, and they will be very helpful to you. That's the other point about low-fat yogurt as well. It usually has even more sugar. So this, a serving size of this has 7 grams of protein. So that's quite a bit of protein to be getting in the morning, and that's for 175 grams. Okay, so that's the first component that's really important. The second component that you can add in this situation or to other things is flaxseed. Now, I always buy the whole flaxseed. You can buy it ground up. If you don't have a grinder, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to grind it up. It's better to buy it whole and grind it yourself, because when you grind it, you still maintain those good omega-3 fats. That is the main thing that you want to get from ground flaxseed, because we don't have enough omega-3s in our diet right now, and flax is just an excellent source of that. Flaxseed also helps your intestines. It's fiber, so it's really good for improving bowel movements if constipation is an issue for you, and it makes you feel full. So that's very important. And you should keep it in the freezer because it goes rancid quite quickly. Okay, ground almonds, or not ground almonds, sorry, these are slivered almonds. I buy them already slivered. I mix these in with my yogurt. I also mix these in whenever I make, for example, something like green beans. I'll add some slivered almonds in with the green beans or broccoli or other vegetables, just to add a little flavor to them and make them go down a little more easily. So those are really good to have. Almonds have really good fats in them. They're also a good source of protein. Now, I have fresh blueberries here. You can buy frozen blueberries, frozen strawberries. Berries are great. First of all, blueberries are very high in antioxidants. They really help your brain. But berries are very low in sugar, so they won't spike your blood sugar levels. So they're a great fruit to have. Compared to something like pineapple or mangoes, even though those are really delicious, they're very high in sugar content and are much more likely to spike your blood sugar levels. And then the final component is maple syrup. Maple syrup, honey, whatever you want to use. This is much better than using sugar. Because it's more natural. It does have healthy components to it. Honey is even better than maple syrup, but in yogurt I really like maple syrup because it's more liquid, it's easier to stir in, and I just like the taste of it because I'm Canadian and I grew up eating maple syrup. And then I have milk here, which we'll add at the end, and again, I always buy organic milk. Okay, so the first step, I have something called a magic bullet. You can use a coffee grinder, or if you have one of these, or a food processor. Flaxseed is really hard to break the hull on, so you need quite a sharp blade. You can see I've ground up flaxseed in here before because it's a little bit dirty. So I just want to show you how easy this is. You just pour some of this in here. You want to have about 2 tablespoons a day. I never measure because I know how much I need. And you just put that on there. Done. It's just that easy. Coffee grinder would do it in about the same amount of time. As I said, you can buy it ground up already if you don't have a machine like this. When it's ground up, it doesn't have as many of the omega-3s as it would when you grind it fresh, but whatever works, as long as you're getting it into you. Okay, so you can see now, just have my spoon, I've got my plain yogurt. You can also see when you get the full fat yogurt, how thick it is. This is like having cheesecake without the calories or fat that come in cheesecake. I mean, now that's fat. Okay, so I'm putting in, I don't know, half a cup, 3/4 of a cup there. No, maybe even closer to a cup. And then we throw in some fresh blueberries. See, this is so easy. Like, how long is this taking me? So far, I've already been talking for about 5 minutes. We pour in the ground flaxseed over the top. We can add some of the slivered almonds. Now, you don't have to add maple syrup if you don't need sweetness in there. That's totally fine. And then a little bit of that. Ooh, that's a bit too much. Over the top. There's breakfast. That's how fast it is. That's how easy it is. But look how many healthy components I have in here. I have good bacteria for my intestines in the yogurt. I have a very good source of protein. Even if you're allergic to milk, you can usually have yogurt because milk is pasteurized, which kills the enzymes in it that help your body to digest it. But when you get yogurt, bacteria has been added back into yogurt that makes it easy to digest. So if you're lactose intolerant, try having a yogurt and you may find that you're totally fine with it. We've got the berries, which are a good source of antioxidants, and of course they're sweet, they're good for your brain. Another protein and a really, really healthy fat source, a good sugar source, and we have a meal here, ready to go. Now, if you want, one of the things you could do, I'm just gonna pour this into here. Now this is probably, I hope this isn't gonna be too messy, but if you don't have time to sit down at home and eat this, then you just take your magic bullet or blender or whatever you've got, and you make a smoothie. And then you can walk out the door. I personally like to eat food with a spoon. I'm a very spoon to mouth kind of person. I get more, I feel like I've had a meal when I do it that way. Oh, so good. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit of milk to thin this out. On it goes. Screw the lid on. Pull out the magic bullet again. Okay, blueberry smoothie. This has taken me a total of, I just have a timer on here. I've been recording for about 8 minutes. So I have made, well, 2 meals, but at least 1 meal that I can either now walk out the door or sit down and eat out of a bowl and have a really healthy meal. Again, this could be lunch, breakfast, snack. You're gonna feel very satisfied from this. It's gonna taste amazing. And let me just have a sip here. So good. It's amazing, right? That's how easy it is to incorporate healthy food into your life. This is not an expensive meal. I got these blueberries locally. They were very cheap. This is bulk. This costs about $7 or $8 for a bag of this. That'll last me 2 or 3 months for that. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that in the video. Maple syrup is a bit expensive, but you don't use very much. You maybe use a couple teaspoons, maybe a tablespoon at the most. So a really healthy meal. So set the goal for this month to try to incorporate some of these elements into your daily life. This is faster than going through the drive-through at a fast food restaurant. It literally took me just a couple of minutes, and you saw it for yourself, to make a really, really healthy meal. All right, set the goal to be more healthy this month. See you next time.